Welcome to Crime Files TikTok Compilations, the vault of real horror, where murder isn't fiction and the footage never lies. In this collection, we unearth chilling clips, haunting case files, and real-life moments that expose the darkest corners of the human mind. What you're about to witness is raw, unsettling, and unforgettable. These aren't stories, they're warnings.
He got his own daughter pregnant twice before wiping out his entire family. And yes, I wish I was exaggerating, but this is Ronald G. Simmons. Welcome to my series, Serial Killers from Every State, and for this one we are going to Arkansas, and please take this as your warning because this one is the definition of pure evil. By age 10, Ronald was already tormenting everyone around him. His siblings said that he was worse than a bully. He literally beat the family cat so badly that he became violent just to survive. No, that's actually so sad. He was the kind of kid that will death stare you until you just squirm, and as he got older, it only escalated. His parents sent him to boarding schools. They dumped him at relatives' houses. They tried everything, but Ronald did not want help. He wanted control. And when he married a woman named Becky, he got exactly that. She couldn't wear makeup, couldn't cut her hair, couldn't drive, couldn't call her family, or even mail letters unless a neighbor secretly helped her. He isolated her until she was literally just a shadow walking along their house. But all that evil wasn't just directed at his wife, because it turns out he had been openly abusing his daughter Shayla, and not just once, but multiple times. People started noticing how close he acted towards her, like too close. She would be sitting on his lap, he'd be touching her, giving her like these weird kisses, and not like a daughter, but like a girlfriend. And then came the pregnancy. She gave birth to a little girl named Sylvia, who was both Ronald's granddaughter and daughter. And yes, it was that twisted. When they got investigated, he got hit with 3 incest charges, but instead of facing trial, Ronald packed up the family and vanished. No charges, no jail time, not even a real record. He moved them off-grid to Arkansas, where he built an actual fortress. No phone, no plumbing, no contact with the outside world, just a block of concrete as a bunker wrapped in barbed wire. And that's where the abuse just kept on going. Sheila got pregnant again, but this time she had an abortion. His wife Becky couldn't even sleep in the same bed as him anymore, and the older kids dipped as soon as they were old enough to. But then came Christmas, and Ronald had a plan. Weeks before the holiday, Ronald had made the kids dig a giant hole in the yard. He said it was for a new outhouse, but now we know it wasn't. Because on December 22nd, Ronald got up and took the life of his wife Becky and his oldest son Gene. Then he grabbed his 3-year-old granddaughter Barbara and unalived her with his bare hands, dumping them all into the same pit they just dug weeks ago. But he wasn't done. I mean, it gets wild. 4 of his other kids were still in school, so he waited. They came home still in their school clothes. One of them had a lunch ticket in her pocket and the other one was chewing gum. He separated each of them and unalived them one by one, shoving their heads into water barrels before dumping them in the same pit. And then he just sat there alone inside of that house, surrounded by silence, punching holes in the walls, drinking his life away. Because this was only phase 1. December 26th, more family arrived. His grown kids, their spouses, their babies. Ronald starts by unaliving his son Billy and his wife Retna, and then their baby Trey. He was barely a toddler, and Ronald drowned him in a barrel of water like it meant nothing to him. And then came Sheila, the daughter that he groomed and abused for years. He took her life with no regret, along with her husband Dennis. Then he picked up his 1-year-old grandson Michael and 7-year-old granddaughter Sylvia. Yes, that Sylvia, his grandchild and child. He ended both their lives right there with his bare hands, and then arranged their bodies on the living room floor like decoration. He covered them with coats, except for Sheila. He used Becky's Beth tablecloth for her. And then the babies were wrapped up in plastic and placed inside of cars in the driveway. He then left, picked up a few Christmas presents that he had ordered, went to the club, had some drinks, and came back like nothing happened. 2 days later, he wrote letters to his family. He stuffed cash inside of the envelopes and said, "Keep this in remembrance of us." Then got dressed, grabbed his weapons, and went to town. His first stop, a woman named Kathy Kendrick. He worked with her. She rejected him, so he walked into the store and shooted her right in the head. Next stop was his old job at an oil company. He tried to unalive his boss. He missed, but a delivery driver named James Chaffin wasn't so lucky. He lost his life in the hospital because of a stray bullet from Ronald. But then he drives to a convenience store. He shooted the owner and injured another employee, all while smiling. This dude is nuts. He walks out, gets in his car, and drives to the last spot on his list, his old job at a freight company. He walks in with a pointed weapon and shooted his supervisor. Thankfully, she survived, but she did end up permanently disabled. After all of this, he just sat down right on the floor. He handed the phone to an employee and told her to call the police, all while saying, "I've done everything I wanted to do. It's all over now." That was it. After all that, you would expect a more dramatic exit scene. But he did not resist. He didn't want a lawyer, and when they gave him the death penalty, he literally said, "Just And that's exactly what they did. In 1990, he passed away from lethal injection. 16 lives were lost that week, 14 being his own flesh and blood. And what haunts me the most is that this all started way before a trigger was ever pulled. The real horror is what he inflicted on that family for years behind closed doors. I wish I was a fly on the wall. These cases get to a certain point, man. Thank you guys so much for still being here with me and listening. I told you, I warned you, pure definition of evil. But I literally love you guys.
Every clip you watch today is more than just a story. It's a chilling reminder that real life can be darker than fiction. If these crimes shook you, disturbed you, or left you with questions, don't stay silent. Hit that subscribe button to join a community that refuses to forget. Like this video to keep these stories alive. Share it to spread awareness, and drop a comment with your thoughts. Who do you think was really behind it? Or what part shocked you most?